Yeah, hi there. These comments, I'm going to just use the first letter of your username, S. And I'm going to take a look at your message right now. You made a comment at my YouTube channel, so I'm going to make a comment to you. You say, hey, I'm in India. I want to get good scoring in GRE to study my master's at USA, but I'm an average student. My studies and also poor in English, but I'm preparing a lot in English by going to spoken English, etc. Then how can I get good marks in the GRE? Good question. Now, first of all, my speciality is not to prepare students for the graduate records examination, but to prepare students for the TOEFL, for the test of English as a foreign language. But I still think that your question is relevant to me, and I'll explain why. Now, let me ask you a quick question first of all. Let's say you want to play soccer. So my question for you is, what do you have to learn first? What do you think is more important first, that you have an aerobic base, which involves running, or do you focus more on the techniques and drills involved in kicking the soccer ball? What should you do first? Or can you just have one without the other? Think about it for a minute. So let's say, what if you say, well, Michael, I just want to focus on the kicking the ball and the techniques and the drills involved in passing and scoring and all of that, but I don't want to run. But be careful, because without running and without having that aerobic base of what's called aerobic or cardiovascular exercise, it'll be difficult for you to be a good soccer player, because when you get in a game and you start running up and down the field, you're going to get very tired, right? Okay, now what am I saying here? Think about running representing the TOEFL, and then think about soccer and kicking the ball and the drills and all that as the GRE. You can't do well on the GRE without having good basic foundation English skills. Am I right? Now, once you develop those strong foundation English skills, then you can focus more on the GRE, which means you can focus on the analytical writing section or the vocabulary or the math and all of those things. Now, I think even though I do not prepare you for the GRE, I think that my 7-step system will be really good for you, and I'll tell you why. Because it focuses on building your English proficiency from the ground up. I have 7 different steps: vocabulary, pronunciation, grammar, reading, listening, speaking, and writing areas. If you go through my lessons and complete my practice test, and you get feedback from me, especially during the pronunciation, speaking, and writing parts of my course, I guarantee you, if you score really high on the TOEFL exam and then you start preparing for the GRE, you'll have a good chance of also doing well on the GRE, assuming, of course, you have pretty good math skills and those kinds of things. So what I'm saying here is my 7-step system is a good first step. Your second step is to study GRE, but without having the English proficiency, it's really useless for you to study the GRE without improving your English proficiency. And that's exactly what my 7-step system can do. Even though it helps prepare you for the TOEFL, it helps build academic English proficiency, right? So you see what I'm saying there? So I would like to invite you at this point to become one of my newest students. And remember, it's very easy to become one of my students. You simply go to my website, www.bettertoeflscores.com. Right under the video, you can learn more about my service. And then when you're ready, you can click on subscribe and make a payment. Now, it's at that point, once you make your payment, I will create a username and a password, and I will send you this information so you can begin advancing your English proficiency. All right, do you see what I'm saying? So let me just recap what I said. So if you look at your English learning right now in terms of steps, I would say the first thing you want to do is develop really strong academic English proficiency. You can do that through my 7-step system. Then, once you feel confident that you're reading, you're listening, you're speaking, and your writing is really strong, and you've developed really good vocabulary, pronunciation, and grammar skills, then I think the next thing you want to do is to begin focusing on the GRE. Alrighty? Anyway, thank you for contacting me, and all the best to your high-scoring GRE success.